hospitals running out during the country's punishing second COVID wave, families have to buy their own. A single cylinder can cost up to $400 on the black market. The lack of oxygen helps make Peru the country with the world's highest death rate per capita from COVID-19. Thousands have died in Lima in recent months. And this is where many of them end up, the vast Virgen de Lourdes Cemetery. That's Lenin Froilan. He spent more than $6,000 on oxygen to try to help his mother before she died from COVID.
Medicinas y oxígeno. Pero de nada sirvió.
How did this happen, and why is medical oxygen so expensive? We met Lenin standing in line to get oxygen for his mother one day before she died. He had been waiting since 4 a.m.
Estamos obligados a estar así. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos que hacer cola por gas.
This plant on the southern outskirts of the capital offers free medical oxygen to those with a prescription, but the wait is anywhere from 12 to 15 hours. People eat and sleep in line until it's their turn. They're only allowed to fill one 10 cubic meter cylinder every 48 hours. That won't do for Lenin's family. A patient with severe COVID-19 needs up to 3 cylinders a day. His 3 sisters have COVID too, so he's had to spend thousands of dollars on additional cylinders wherever he can find them. Lenin sells furniture and earns about $650 a month, so he's relied on the last of his savings.
Pero ya no hay plata. Lo que acá es, se han aprovechado, el sector salud se ha aprovechado.
So why don't Peru's hospitals have oxygen? In most of North America and Europe, companies mass-produce medical oxygen and deliver it in liquid form by tanker. Liquid oxygen is more dense and kept in large vessels at very low temperatures. Hospitals then pipe it directly to the beds of patients. The pandemic has caused oxygen shortages in places like Brazil, Mexico, and India as hospitals struggle to keep up with demand. Prices skyrocketed in countries that lack health infrastructure and relied on oxygen cylinders, which are more expensive. Bulk oxygen piped into hospitals costs as little as 1/10 as much as oxygen in cylinders. It's like paying for bottled water instead of getting it from the tap. At peak times in April and May, Peru fell short of nearly 40,000 cylinders of oxygen every day. At one point, neighboring Chile sent liquid oxygen to help, but it did not fill the gap. Overwhelmed hospitals in Lima ran out of beds in February. Patients lined up outside to get oxygen, but with thousands of severe cases a day, hospitals ran out.
Llegó un momento en el cual ya los balones que nos daba el hospital no nos daban abasto, entonces los familiares tenían que comprar.
Families took it upon themselves to look after their loved ones and began shopping for cylinders. Homes started to look like hospitals with medical equipment lying around.
Pero si la llevaban, decía que tenía que estar, si la llevaban, que le iban a tener en un pasadizo, y con, a esperar a una cama.
¿Y cuánto aguantan esos balones?
¿Cuánto dura?
Sí.
Pues durará hasta, depende de la saturación, porque cada que baja la saturación hay que volver a subir la dosis.
Marisol got sick caring for her parents at home, but she didn't stop helping them.
Entonces yo tenía que lavarles la ropa a ellos, a mi papá y mi mamá, atenderlos, darles de comer en la boca. O sea, yo me he ocupado de mi papá, mi hermana se ocupa de mi papá. Y así hemos estado pasándola.
So, how do people in Peru buy oxygen? Companies couldn't produce enough oxygen as the second wave hit in February, so black market operators like this man stepped in to meet demand.
Como te digo, al comienzo estuvo los balones 5.200 soles, 6.000. Tengo gente que ha comprado 5 o 6 balones, son 25.000, 36.000 soles, que me parece mucha plata.
Now he exchanges empty cylinders for full ones and charges up to $400 for a full cylinder.
Lo que he estado haciendo ahora es comprarlo en ciudades donde están menos afectadas y donde hay más o donde hay plantas de oxígeno que no están abasteciendo tanto y me dan un precio barato.
This small factory in Lima has also raised prices, just not as high as the black market. A 10 cubic meter cylinder that used to cost $16 to fill is now $70.
Claro, lógico, es frustrante no poder ayudar a veces. Nosotros, Oxiromero, en la primera ola pudimos apoyar algo, en la segunda ola, como te comenté, las fábricas que nos daban oxígeno nos dijeron, Oxiromero, no te podemos abastecer porque estamos colapsados.
Oxy Romero began making its own oxygen using a technique known as pressure swing absorption to extract oxygen from the air. But that only allows them to fill about 20 tanks at a time.
Esta es la parte más vital e importante de la planta porque acá es donde se separa el aire en lo que es nitrógeno y oxígeno. Este es como el pulmón, digamos.
Oxy Romero would need to overhaul the plant to produce more oxygen, and that's out of reach during the pandemic.
Acá podemos ver la pureza del oxígeno. Al 95% se está trabajando en la actualidad.
At the Virgen de Lourdes Cemetery, Lenin laid his mother to rest alongside hundreds of other victims of Peru's second wave.
Yo ahorita sí ya me siento tranquilo. Haber hecho la sepultura de mi madre con la ayuda de mis familiares, pobremente, humilde, así como ha visto usted, tierritas.
Lenin says it's hard to be hopeful with his sisters still fighting the virus.
Ya uno vive, creo que en shock. Ya está temblando que ya mañana te toca. Ya yo soy un siguiente paciente y pasado mañana ya me están enterrando.